Hi there! I'd like to talk today about oboe reeds and how to choose one. We're at the mercy sometimes of what's available in the stores to us. So professionals and advanced students, we make our own oboe reeds, of course. So I've made these, and I've got some here, some examples of mine to show you. But what do you do if you have to buy them from a store? If you're ordering them online, well, you just have to cross your fingers and hope that what arrives is a decent working reed. But if you have the luxury of living somewhere near a music store where you can go in and choose a reed, that is better. The reeds that are available are mostly sold in little tubes like this. This is a reed by a company called Lesher, and they're pretty ubiquitous. They're available just about everywhere. Lots of young students like them because they tie them in multicolored thread. That's pretty exciting. When you're in the store, make sure that you open the case and look at it. Now, it's probably not a good idea to play it in the store. First of all, it's going to be dry, and so it's not going to work very well. But you can take it out of the packaging and inspect it. And there are a couple things you can look for when you're inspecting. First thing being the size of the opening. Like, how does the opening look? So this is a reed that I went and bought. It's dry in the tube. I've just taken it out to show you, and so this is what it looks like when it's dry. The other thing to check out is the sides. Is it closed up at the sides? Sometimes towards the tip, the two blades of the reed can come apart. And that's not ideal. So you want to make sure that the reed that you get is closed up all the way up to the tip. And yet the tip has a sort of decent size opening. And I can show you some examples of what is not ideal in terms of the opening. So that's this one. Sometimes reeds are sold in these little boxes. This is an example of a store-bought reed that I actually think is a little bit better than most. So this is made by a company called Jones. Jones oboe reeds. Their regular standard reeds are tied in red thread, and they are pretty average. They're not noteworthy in any way. But they make this step-up reed called the Jones Artist reed. You see that? It's Jones Artist. And they tie them in purple thread. Oh my goodness, I match. I had no idea. Okay, so they tie them in purple, so that's how you know you've got the Jones Artist reeds. Unfortunately, they come with a price tag to match. So these ones are, well, I just paid $30 for this one reed. And if we check out the opening of that one, it's got a nice, you can see that it's open, but not too crazy. And then up the sides, on both sides, it's closed all the way. So that's what I would suggest looking for when you go to purchase a reed. Here are some examples of reeds that I've made. I just wanted to give you a sense of how openings can look different. This opening is too big. It's way too open. This one's going to feel really hard to play. It's going to, you're going to get the low notes out. They're going to be loud, but they're going to come out. The high notes might be challenging. It's just going to be hard and kind of honky. And yeah. Here's another one that I made with an opening that is, well, can you see it? Not really. It's pretty small. So here are these two. These are the ones that I've made in my hand over here. Those are the two that I've made. I'll try to get their openings facing the camera nicely. Way too open and way too closed. And here's that Jones reed, sort of right in the middle. See that? So this is the most desirable opening. Now I don't have any examples of reeds that are splayed open at the top, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to see it when you open up the case. So if you are in a community, you're out on your own somewhere, and you have to order your reeds, you really are at the mercy of whatever they send you. And I just want to say, this is kind of a dangerous thing to say, but as a last resort, really last resort, you can get yourself some sandpaper, and only if like you can't play the reed at all. Like it's either going to go in the garbage, or you can try this technique as kind of a Hail Mary, maybe it'll work. You can take it on some sandpaper that I've got taped onto the inside of this lid here, and I would, at this kind of an angle, drag it down on the sandpaper like that. Maybe 2 or 3 times, flip it over, same thing, and then try to play it. Maybe that will lighten it up enough and you'll be able to play that reed. If you are lucky enough to live in a community where there is a music store, you can go and inspect your reeds. Maybe there's an oboe player in your community too, and you can contact that oboe player, get some help that way, because it's really, it makes a whole, as you know, if you're already playing, you know what a difference a reed makes to how your day goes, how your music day goes. So it's not just the reeds that you're buying, it's how you're storing them. It's a really great idea to get a reed case. There are tons of reed cases on Amazon that you can buy for like much less than the cost of one reed, and they hold various numbers of reeds. Here's one that I have that holds 3 reeds. Goes right in there, and then you press down here, it pops up, and then you can take it out. So these are very good. You can get these little ones that hold 3. You can get a bigger one. I think this one, holds 7, I think. Or you can make your own. Any little box, any little tin, you can get some mints or something, and then get yourself some velvet ribbon and just ripple it. Use some kind of an adhesive, and when the adhesive dries, it goes rigid, and then you can make yourself a reed case too. This is fun. Once I ordered a reed and it came in a test tube, and I liked it a lot. And the cork here has a hole in it, so you can put your reed in the cork, and then it goes inside there, and then your reed is stored that way. Storing your reed in the packaging is not ideal, especially this packaging. This I find to be the worst. There's some synthetic stuff in there, some fuzz, and it's meant to stop the tip of the reed from slamming against the hard plastic here and breaking. But even so, every time you put your reed away into that fuzz, you wear down the little tip of that reed. The tip is really thin. So every time you put it away, you're wearing it down. Also, this is an airtight container. It's plastic and it's sealed up, and there's a little stopper on the end. If you put your reed away after you've been playing it, it's damp in there, and there is a chance it could go moldy. I've seen it happen lots. It's kind of not cool. So for those reasons, keeping them in this kind of packaging is, well, you're going to go through a lot more reeds that way. Whereas you can get a reed case for less than the cost of one reed. Reed cases have lots of space for the tip of the reed to just be. It's not touching anything. It's just there. And they're not airtight, so it gets circulation and it will be fine. This solution, by the way, is great for not damaging the tip, but also it is airtight, so you could get a moldy reed in this. Finally, soaking your reed. If you don't already do this, this is a really important tip. Soak your reed in water, not your mouth. Your saliva has enzymes in it to help you digest food, and at the end of the day, this is just a vegetable. So the longer it's in your mouth, the quicker it's going to wear down. So make sure it's only in your mouth when you're playing it, and then when it's not being played, don't have it in your mouth. So I have lots of little cute little glasses with little bits of water in them, so I can dip my reed in and take it out. I like this one, it's etched glass. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got howling wolves on it. I find that appropriate for some reason. But there are lots of little things you can get. I think this one had some lovely bubble bath in it, and I used the bubble bath and then kept to the little packaging because it's ideal for soaking a reed. But if you don't have anything like this in your house, maybe there's a little pill container in your world somewhere, and those make great little reed soakers too. And just put a little bit of water in there and put your reed in there. As long as it's food safe, you can use it. And if this had medicine in it, it's definitely food safe. These little glasses are made out of glass, so they're safe. Just be careful that whatever you're using is food safe. And I think that's it. Good luck with the reeds. It's a really tough thing, but persevere. It is definitely worth it. If you know of an oboe player in your life, reach out to them and see if they can give you some reed advice. It can be really helpful. And good luck. See you soon. Bye.